Thank you, Glenn. Hi, everyone. Jim Penna here. I'm the manager of retirement services here at VectorVest. I've been here for just about 14 years now, and it's great to be here on the Hot Stock panel. And welcome to everybody who's in the room today. I'm watching the chat box go through. I wish I could respond to everyone, but there's some great ones coming in. It's funny. I'm sitting here. I've been at VectorVest for a long time. Some of you may know who have been in these. It just hit me that there was a time I was a police officer in Connecticut where we might arrest someone for possessing marijuana. Now I'm on a stock panel picking stocks that sell marijuana. So it's just kind of funny. I thought it just hit me as I was sitting here. But anyway, as always, Steve does a great job. I have access to this. Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and go into a couple of stocks. Could I just close this graph?
That's just the
graph I'm going to close, right?
Should take you back to the watch list.
Perfect. Yep. Okay, so I have just one stock that I want to talk about. I did put up MSOS. I'm just going to comment on that quickly. MSOS is simply an ETF. I saw a couple of folks type in, what about ETFs for marijuana? I'm not going to go into a deep discussion on MSOS, but just know that, the phrase I heard earlier or read earlier today, if you want to be practical and boring about it, you can go into one of the ETFs. MSOS is a good one. You see it's up today. So I just wanted to comment on that you can go into the ETF section if you want to, you want to buy an entire list of these stocks. You can certainly do it through the ETFs. So then next, excuse me, I have TCNNF, True Leaf Cannabis, for our Canadian friends, TRUL on the Canadian market in the exchange there. It's a great company. There's a lot of it goes, why I chose this particular stock, a lot of it goes to what Steve had talked about. I don't do anything in any stocks without looking at VectorVest graph or the VectorVest spreadsheet, so I know what's going on. So if I'm looking at TCNF, it just, again, the same idea. Relative value is good at 1.29. Relative safety would be considered fair. Again, the consistency and predictability of financial performance, as Steve said, is pretty good, but obviously the relative timing indicator on all of these is strong. And what I like here is the comfort index on most of the ones we have up here as well. And you'll see why when we show the graph of this one. Earnings per share and earnings growth rate. The fact that, these, well, other than Aurora, as we saw the negative, we have earnings per share, positive earnings per share, and a growth rate at 28%. Okay, so this was just another good quality stock that I thought comes to the top of the list. I'm going to show all of the stocks in the industry, and I was going to comment a little bit about, we've got GRWG trades on the NASDAQ. We've got MJ, if I'm not mistaken, is also an ETF. Glenn, is that right? I believe it is. Yeah. So Glenn's going to talk even deeper about those, but I just wanted to comment on this one as well. That trades on the New York, trades options because it has the X next to it. You'll see a lot of these when you go into, and I think we have it open. If I come down here, I could bring up all of the stocks in the industry, in the marijuana, healthcare marijuana industry here. And we can, I only have the top 50. I think there's like 200 of them. We have the top 50 here. And this is a great place. Again, you can come in here and you can find the type of stock that you're looking for. Listen, we all like a little bit, somebody laughed when I said penny, I used the phrase penny stocks earlier. There are lower price stocks, right? And if you want to speculate, listen, by all means, I'm certainly not above that. And so I do that, but just keep in mind what you're getting into. I like the stocks, the Steve stocks, both trade on, the major indexes here. Well, the GRWG does, but some of these others, you have pink sheet stocks, bulletin board stocks. TCNF I like because, NNF I like because it trades on the bulletin board, but that Q represents a higher level of not a listed stock. So I'm not going to go into a whole lesson on the different exchanges, but pink sheet is a little more, less information on the underlying stock. But when you go into TCNF, you're able to get a stock that is required to have certain listings and certain information that they have to provide. And I believe that when the legislation finally comes through on the federal level, whenever that might be, a lot of these companies already have the paperwork filed so that they can register or list on larger exchanges. So you see a lot of these stocks, are what we'd call bulletin board or pink sheet. I think that's going to play a big factor in it because there's a lot of institutions, aside from perhaps hedge funds, other institutions that aren't allowed to sometimes trade in these stocks that aren't on the major exchanges. So that may have an idea later. But I wanted to bring this up to show that there's so many choices, over 200 stocks in here. For a lot of the reasons Steve laid out, I like the TCNNF because of the numbers that we see across the board here. Anytime you see growth rates up there, I guess I can get to the graph right from this screen here. I'll go ahead and right click, and we'll take a look at the stock graph. And you'll see again on this 1-year graph, you've got earnings per share down below. And just as Steve said, that earnings consistency is what we're looking for. Obviously, relative timing is there. And this is the type of graph pattern that we want to see. Whether if I was talking about a retirement stock, or a ruler stock, not that this company's been around long enough for that, but this is the kind of movement that I want to see on any company that I own. The other reason, one of the other stories behind TCNNF or Trulieve is that they are right now, from some of the research that I've done, not to go too far into it, but they have a big foothold in Florida right now, and I know there's legislation in their state house that they're trying to pass there. They've struggled with it in the past, but one of the great points for Trulieve is that they have a strong foothold in Florida right now, and if that passes there, and they go from the healthcare to the the entertainment side of it, or just the regular use of marijuana, they're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, recreational.
Recreational, I'm sorry, is the word I'm looking for. Yes, thank you, Steve. So that's that's one of the things. That's one reason why I chose Trulieve here. Again, TRUL for our Canadian friends. It trades on that exchange as well. So I see a good graph. I see good fundamentals. I see a great graph pattern on the movement of the stock and on earnings per share in an industry. Listen, that is poised overall to move, and that's why I mentioned the ETFs as well. If you want to, like I said, be more practical about it and own the entire, a lot of stocks in the industry, you can do it that way. But that's TCNNF. And as far as a stock that I would leave alone, that's a tough one. Again, to go back to these stocks, and if I were to look at, all of the VectorVest rankings of these and use the VectorVest program, again, I only have the top 50 here, but the further you go down, you're going to start to see pink sheet stocks. MJNA is one, right? This is something that trades on a pink sheet, is a little more speculative, I would say. But if somebody wanted to put a portion of money into something like that, I'm not going to say don't do it. Okay, but it depends on your objective and what you're looking to do. Right. So some of these pink sheet stocks, some of these much lower price ones, put in what you can afford and what you want to use for that. But don't put your full retirement account in some of these, and just stick with the VectorVest numbers and watch the graph patterns and be involved. Again, it's all based on the objective. What's your objective? Short term, long term, day trading, swing trading it, or putting it away for a day where these really do move up, and the better companies at that point will rise above. But you've got all the information you need right here in the VectorVest program with that industry viewer for all of those stocks there. So TSNNF is my keeper. MSOS I want to put up there again just to remind you there are ETFs. Glenn will go deeper into that on MJ, and be careful with the others that don't read this way in the VectorVest program. Is kind of where I'll leave that.
All right, so, Steve, you want to give your input?
Yeah, sure thing. So I love that chart, Jim, and that's not one that I've never seen so many stocks that end in F. That I love these. It's crazy. I mean, I've never even seen a stock with an F before until like the last 6 months. No, I mean, the chart's beautiful, man. That's a great pick. I love the pick, and it's pretty, it's coming up off of a reset right now, so it's looking like a pretty good time to buy it, No, great. And I love the ETF advice because, look, if all of this seems still a little challenging or what have you, I mean, going with the ETF is the sure bet. So I thought it was great.
All right, I'm with you. I love the idea of the stocks that you guys are bringing to the table that some people haven't known yet or don't know about, and what a good quality stock looks like in this space. I'm telling you that if this goes through in our government, you guys could be sitting on a gold mine of being able to make money. And some of these stocks are going to prove or plow a pivotal path to help you to make money. And that's what this is all about. That's why we're giving our insights in regards to this. And, I love that Jim went through and looked at the whole watch list. Folks, that watch list is available to you if you're subscribed to the software. That watch list is available to you to do this kind of analysis. So I'm right on with it. Clean energy seems to be the wave of the future. Slowly but surely, we're looking to reduce our carbon footprint. Trending Thursday was nicely ahead of the curve as we were talking about this industry since July of 2020. Tesla is the big boy everybody's running after, especially from an electric vehicle perspective. But there's more to this industry besides EVs. We have solar, wind, and water. VectorVest has within our industry viewer 60 stocks that cover the full spectrum of clean energy. This month, we have a bonus hot stock panel, 7 clean energy stocks to love or leave. And this is going to take place Wednesday, February 10th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Eastern. Join me and 2 of my colleagues as we take you through stocks in this industry to love or leave alone. These panels have been so much fun to do, and there's always nuggets to glean from our analysis. You don't want to miss this, so we hope we see you there.